All right, so you just moved abroad. You got your place all set up. You sit down to watch some TV, some Netflix, some Hulu, and you pop on the TV and you get the dreaded message. You are using a VPN which is not supported. Please log out and try again. That is what today's video is going to be about. So before I moved here, I watched a bunch of videos, a bunch of YouTube videos. Thought I knew a lot about it until I moved here. Then you get here and you realize there's certain things that you just wish you knew about, wish you read upon, things like that. So I like to do these videos to kind of give like you guys a heads up, things that I missed before I came out here. So one of those things is talking about like streaming services. I love watching Netflix, Hulu, all those things. And there's different ways to do it, you know, looking at watching it on your PC, watching it on a streaming stick or a smart TV. And when I came here, we already had a TV at our house. So I wanted to watch Netflix, but I would go to turn on Netflix and it's just, I never really thought about it. You would look at the library and it's a completely different library. And I never really understood it because that's just something I never experienced before. But a lot of your shows, like something for Netflix, for example, a lot of your shows are no longer there. There's a completely different library, or some of the shows that you want, you click on it and it says it's not available in your region. I never really thought about things like that. So things like Hulu and Disney Plus and Netflix and things like that, they're all region locked. So they have their own licensing for each country. So your library looking at Netflix here in the Philippines, if you're on just a standard internet here, it's going to be completely different. And you try to access something from that channel and you're just not going to be able to get it, or you're going to have to pay extra for it. Things like Amazon Prime, they'll show the library, but when I logged onto my Amazon Prime, because it's the same account, I log into it and you look and I can see everything from Amazon Prime, but now all the TV shows that I watch normally with my $6.99, $10.99 subscription from Amazon Prime are now $5 to watch this show, $1.99 to watch this one episode. I'm like, wait a minute, those are free. It's like, what's going on? Well, it's region locked because the United States owns the rights to that one based in the United States. So I never really understood that. So I went through and I was like, okay, I'm just going to buy some streaming sticks and install some VPNs. And sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. And it's also very hard to install a VPN on a TV as well. That's kind of getting ahead of it. But what I decided next was like, okay, so let's go the VPN route. So if you're doing a VPN on your computer, it's really, really easy to just put a VPN on your computer and you can watch it. So if you want to stream things on your laptop or your PC, very easy to do. But if you have multiple devices, multiple TVs, iPads, things like that, the easiest route to go that I would suggest would be to get a router and install a VPN on that router. And that's kind of what I wanted to go over on this video is how to be able to have multiple devices connected to one VPN. Because when I got a VPN here, I got Bitdefender and it came with like 1 year, because I got it for my antivirus, and that came with 1 year of antivirus with 5 VPN addresses. So you can have 5 devices with that VPN and you run out really fast, because I've got Amazon Alexa devices, I've got iPads, your phone, things like that. So it's just easier just to have a router with one VPN installed on it, and then you connect everything to that. So that's what I want to kind of go through. Kind of what I want to talk about is to get a router and walk you through the steps of putting a VPN on it. It's very, very simple to do, and that's what I'm going to be showing you guys today. And I'm sure I don't need to tell you guys about what a VPN is, but just in case, it's a virtual private network. A lot of companies, they started using it. Like if you want to work at home, you're going to be using the VPN. It's just, it's allowing you access into their private network. So like if you have a job, you work remotely, your company has like their own little network, and what you're doing is you're not in that network. So you're just accessing their private network. So So it's the same thing with the VPN you can get just for normal day-to-day use for things like streaming services when you're abroad. You can also get a VPN to help protect, like hide your IP address, or if you buy like shop online and things like that. VPNs are good for that. They protect your credit card numbers and your passwords and things like that. It's just an extra security. So, there's other options. There's other things that VPNs do, not just the streaming services. That's just what we're going to be talking about today. And real quick, guys, so every VPN is going to be completely different. You're going to get the pricey ones, you're going to get the cheap ones, you're going to get the free ones. Do your own research. I can only tell you what works for me and what I suggest. I suggest staying away from free VPNs. What in life is free? You're gonna free and cheap ones. They're gonna possibly you're gonna have lower speed. They're gonna be selling your data. Not reliable connections and things like that. So do your research on the VPN before you choose it. If you're doing a VPN just without a router, see how many devices it can handle, see what the speeds are, what are the locations, because you want to get a VPN server or VPN client, whatever you want to call it. You want to get it to as close as you can to where you live. So like I live in the Philippines, so I obviously want to watch things in the US. So I'm going to choose VPN servers that are like Los Angeles or San Francisco or something like that. So be mindful of the free ones, because they're going to sell your data. You're going to end up getting like 5 megabyte upload speed or something crazy like that. And then also, if you want to get a different router than one I suggest, you want to look at the speeds of that router as well, because I've got a really inexpensive router, cost me about $30, and it pushes around 20 to 30 megabytes a second. So you want to, make sure you can watch Netflix without it buffering all the time or really grainy or something like that. So that's something you want to check out. So we'll get into the video, see if I'll walk you guys through installing the VPN on a router. And it's just going to be, I'm going to show you guys my setup, but this can be done multiple ways, and it's pretty broad. Most of the VPN servers and the routers, they're all going to be very, very similar. So take it with a grain of salt, but yeah. So it should most of them are very, very similar. So it should be pretty easy to follow along if you get a different kind of router or VPN. And another thing I'm going to be talking about in this video too as well is getting a dedicated IP address. That's something that I haven't had the last 6 months that I've been here, 6, 7, 8 months, whatever. I did have a router that I bought, and I'll show you guys here in a second. So what I did is I bought a travel router. They call it a travel router because it's very small and you can take it with you if you travel a lot and you want to go to like hotel rooms and bring your router with you. If you need to have a VPN, if you're working some remote job, it's good to have. And it's small and compact, and that's why they call it a travel router. So that's what I bought. The one I bought is very inexpensive. It was like $30, and I'll show you in a minute here. But yeah, $30, and I just bought a router, put a VPN on it, and it works great. So what I want to do is, and I'll show you in this video as well, is I want to get a dedicated IP address. And what a dedicated IP address does is, obviously it's a IP address that is dedicated to you. So when you get a VPN, it's good to have a VPN, and a lot of times they work. And again, every VPN is completely different. It's where their server's located at, the speed of it. You get a lot of VPNs that may be cheap, but you're going to lack in speed. They're going to be selling your data. So you got to really do your research on what VPN you use. I'll suggest one here for you guys. And again, getting ahead of myself, but I am nothing in this video is sponsored. It is just telling you guys the steps that I did, the steps that I went through. I worked for IT for the last 6 years before I moved here for a certain company. And I also have a degree for computer science as well, and I've been in the computer IT industry for a long time. I love to just nerd out and just do nerdy stuff. So that's a little bit of my background. So at least I'm not blowing smoke here. So yeah, back to the dedicated IP address. So the good thing about a dedicated IP address is when you have a standard VPN, and let's just say you go with like the company I went through with Surfshark or Bitdefender or whatever, if you get a VPN that doesn't have a dedicated IP address, you're using a shared IP. It's not dedicated. So when you disconnect and reconnect, that IP address can change. It's also an IP address that someone else has had. So a big company like Surfshark or Bitdefender or whatever, they're going to have a block of IP addresses. And those have all been used by other people. And eventually companies like Netflix and Hulu and companies like that, they're going to have a list, like a list of those block of IP addresses. And they're going to get flagged at some point. And you're eventually, it's not always, it's not guaranteed, but a lot of times they're going to get flagged and they're going to know it's an IP address, and you're going to get that dreaded message that says, hey, you're using a VPN, please disconnect and reconnect. So that's why it's good to have a dedicated IP address. I did go months without having a dedicated IP address, and most of the time it did work. But there's times where I had to, restart my Roku or whatever device I was using. That way, it would give me a new IP address because they found one that was flagged and it was blocked. So we're going to walk you through getting a dedicated IP address. I'm also going to walk you guys through installing the VPN on a router. And you can do this on multiple different types of routers. And that's just, you want to kind of research that on your own. So I'm also going to talk a little bit about OpenVPN versus WireGuard VPN. So that's just the protocol you use for installing the VPN on your router. You have OpenVPN. This is an older version, and it's more widely compatible with most routers. It just works with most things. It's a little bit slower because WireGuard is a newer version of it, so it's going to give you a little bit better speed. It's just some routers may not accept it because it's a little bit more newer. But I'm currently using WireGuard, and that's what if it works on your router you get, then it's definitely something I suggest because you're going to get a faster speed. So when you find a router, if you don't want to choose the one I suggest, and again, this is not sponsored, but if you found a router, as long as it allows you to install a VPN on it, just make sure look to see if it has WireGuard or if it has OpenVPN. Either way, I would suggest the WireGuard. It's just easier to do because it doesn't, it's faster speed and there's just less steps to do because you don't have to have like the little public keys, like the credentials. You can automatically install it on there. And that's something I'll walk you guys through on today's video. So, all right, guys. So this is what I currently have set up right here in the Philippines in my house. This is like the more inexpensive one. I was worried buying the cheaper one, but I wanted to try it first. So we can see this one's only like 34 bucks. So this one is I've been using this one for like 6 months, so it's been working just fine. Again, I use this I connect my smart TV to it, and then I also have my iPads connected to it, streaming Pandora, and then my Amazon Alexa devices connected to it. So the speed has been working just fine. They also have another one. It's a little bit more pricier. So this is the bigger version of it. I haven't really looked into it, but as you can see, it's like $100. So yeah, this one works just fine for me. This is where you're going to be plugging in your cable from your router to this right here, and then these are other devices. Like if you want to hardwire this to your TV or to your laptop or something like that, that's what those ports are for. So yeah, this one works just fine for me. All right, so one of the first things I'm going to be doing to show you guys is I'm going to be going to a web address called whatismyipaddress.com. Just to prove to you guys, this is working also, so I can verify that it's actually working as well. So you'll see here, your current IP address, and it will show your current location here. So we'll check our location now, and then once everything is set up, we'll come back and we'll check the location to verify that it is the correct IP address that the server is claiming that it is located at. So now that I've actually checked the IP address, we have the IP address that it's showing me where I'm at currently. So we're going to start off by going to our VPN. And for this, I'm using Surfshark. So we're going to start out with, I logged into my account already here. And it's different with every VPN service every client you use. So a lot of them are very similar. So when you click onto it, whatever VPN you're on, you're going to be looking for the section that says VPN over here. And they're all going to be very similar, and you're going to look under manual setup. It's a little bit scary when you see manual setup, but it's very, very simple. That's why it shows this setup is one of the most simple methods to choose. So all you're going to be doing is walking through kind of like a little wizard here. And it's going to give you the information that it's going to create a file for you. And you're going to be going to your, the admin panel of the router that you have. This is kind of jumping ahead, but you're going to be going to the admin panel and you're going to be choosing the server and you're going to be clicking on that and uploading that file. So it's pretty simple to do. And again, I'm going to walk you through it. So before I do that, I'll show you my setup right here just to show you that it is currently working. The only thing I don't have set up right now is that dedicated IP address. So I could go to my VPN dashboard here. And as you can see, I have a OpenVPN setup and I have a WireGuard setup. You can install multiple of these at the same time. It's good to have. If one doesn't work, you can quickly connect to the other one. Oh, and before I kind of jumped ahead a little bit, before that, the first thing I had to do was when you set up your router, you're going to have a default password, and it should be on the bottom. The IP address and the password should be on the bottom of your router. This one, I believe the IP address for this specific router here is 192.168.8.1. So if you're on a laptop or a PC, you're going to plug the router into that computer. So you're just going to log in with you're going to go to the web address here and you're just going to type in. So you would go here and type in 192.168.1, just right here. And you're going to hit enter and you're going to enter your password and your login. And it will have you create a new one. And again, that's all on the bottom of the router. So once you get to here, once you get to this dashboard, you're going to be coming here and you're going to have different options and you don't really have to pay too much attention to this. The only thing you're really going to need to do is decide if you're going to plug it into an Ethernet cable or if you're going to have it wirelessly. If you're going to have it wirelessly, it's a little bit harder to do, but really you're just going to choose the repeater option versus the Ethernet one. I suggest just set it next to your router, plug it in from the back of your router to this router here. You're going to have, like I showed you earlier, you're going to have two ports. You're going to have a WAN and you're going to have a LAN. Here, I'm going to show you here. So you have your WAN and you have your LAN. So the router that you would have set up from your internet service provider here, you're going to have that cable running to the WAN on this one. That gives this router internet. And then you're going to run a cable from here to your physical computer. And that's just going to let this router you're going to let your computer connect to the admin portal. So you're going to be able to connect to here. And then from here, I'm going to go to my VPN dashboard and you can see that I have the OpenVPN setup and a WireGuard setup. I'm currently using the WireGuard because it is going to allow faster internet speed. So you're not going to be buffering a lot of movies and stuff like that. So that's the best option to do. As long as this one, if you try it and it works, great, stick with this one. But if you try a WireGuard one, and this is what you're going to get from your VPN server, if the WireGuard doesn't work, then just try the OpenVPN. I've used it before; it works just fine. And it's also, it's going to depend on the location of the server that you choose. So I just want to show you guys that these are set up and they're active. And again, you can only use one at the same time. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be you can see here you can only have one set up at the same time. So I'm going to disable this current one here. That way, none of them are enabled, and then I'm going to be setting up a new client. Um, so from here, you have the OpenVPN and you have the WireGuard client. So we're going to be choosing the WireGuard, but first we're going to need to get that file from our VPN. So I choose Surfshark for my VPN. So you're going to come over here and you're going to go to VPN and you're going to go to manual setup. And from here, you are setting up a router. So it's just going to be a little pretty easy little wizard. So you're going to click on router. And from here, you have the option to choose WireGuard or OpenVPN. Again, you want to try WireGuard if you can at first. So we're going to choose on WireGuard, and you have to create a pair, a key pair, which is like it's like a login credentials. So from here, you're going to choose I do not have a key pair, and then you're going to type whatever name, and this is just going to be just a name for the thing we're setting up. So you can name it anything. So for here, we'll just type out test. So we're going to name this test, and they're going to generate a new key pair, and it's going to give you the keys here, and this is what we're going to be copying later on, and we're going to choose a location, and we're going to scroll down to United States, and then we're going to be choosing whichever one you want. I have been choosing Los Angeles. So from here, you get your configuration files, you have the location, and then you have the server address, which is from Surfshark, and then the server IP and the key, and then you're going to have the download, you're going to have the WireGuard configuration files. And these are the files you're going to be using to put in the admin panel of our travel router. So we're going to choose the download option here. All right, so from here, we have our configuration file, and we're going to set that aside for now. I'm going to close it. And from here, we're going to be going to our admin panel of our travel router. And then we're going to be choosing WireGuard client. And you can see from over here, these are the clients you can choose from. And these are like default ones that you're going to see up here, like NordVPN, ZireVPN, whatever it is. You're just going to ignore these. And then you can see I already have one set up here. So I'm going to need to see if I can create a new group here. Just because I don't want to delete the current one I have. And you can name this anything you want. So we're just going to keep it the same, and we're going to name it test. And then from here, you're going to want to find that configuration file that we had earlier. So you have that configuration is going to be a .conf, which is like .config. So I'm going to take that and we're going to drag and drop it into here. And it's really, really simple. And because this is a WireGuard client, you won't need to sign in with your credentials. If you choose a OpenVPN client, which is the older version, you will need credentials that your VPN server gives you, and it's just going to be that key that we selected earlier. So, but because it's a WireGuard, you don't need to do that. And we're just going to hit apply, and it's pretty simple, already set up. All right, so I walked you through setting up just the VPN without a dedicated IP address. So I want to go ahead and do the same thing, but we're going to set it up this time. We're going to purchase a dedicated IP address and set it up the same setup, but just with a dedicated IP address. So it's a little bit different. So I'll go ahead and I'll walk through that. And you can see here is where you can get a dedicated IP address. So I haven't done that yet. I do want to do that. So let's go ahead and see if we can do that. So as you can see here, get your own dedicated IP address, $3.75 a month. Let's see, so it gets rid of the "Are you a robot?" I get that a lot. If I'm on my computer and I'm on a VPN here in the Philippines, I get it a lot. So hopefully that'll help out with that. What else do they offer? So it claims you get unrestricted service access. So things that block shared IP addresses. So that's what it claims. And then it shows down here, down below, choose one location after purchase. So you can choose one location after purchase. So I don't know. You can get a secondary or something like that. I mean, okay, so these are the server locations. the dedicated IP address from that server. So you can see you can pick when you get a VPN, you select a server location. Um, so you always want to stay within the same location so they don't see you bouncing all over the place. So I usually stick around like Los Angeles or Las Vegas, but that's just my choice because I like to stay within the same time zones to make it easier on me. So as you can see, Los Angeles is typically that one I usually go with. I don't know, it's just worked for me. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get a dedicated IP address here. So as you can see, I've been on this for 3 months already. Um, so 45 bucks a year. You now have your own dedicated IP address. And let's see if it how you set it up. Set up your dedicated IP address, choose your location. Okay, so you're gonna set up your dedicated. So you're gonna look for United States, and we're gonna be doing Los Angeles. Now I've added it to location list on all your devices, and you can use it to connect to VPN. Now, happy surfing. So here is my dedicated IP address, and then this is what I'm going to be walking you guys through setting up here. I don't know much about this version here, but you have WireGuard and OpenVPN, and I talked about these earlier. You just download either your WireGuard or your OpenVPN. So we are going to download our WireGuard, and you're going to have your again the same thing, Los Angeles location, server IP, and your public key, and then you have the configuration file here. We're going to download that. Going to refresh it. Okay, so the same thing here. Now we have just another configuration file. So we're going to be closing this. We're going to go back to our admin panel. I'm going to create a new group here. And we're going to name it, all right, we're going to create a new group here and name it dedicated IP. And then we're going to grab the file. We're going to select it and we're going to be applying it. All right. Once we have it set up from here, we're going to be choosing our dedicated IP address, and we're going to click on it and we're going to hit start. And we're going to go back to our dashboard. As you can see here, we have the WireGuard set up, and it is enabled. And you can't see it because I blocked it out, but we have our server address here. Okay, from here I'm going to connect to my travel router just so we can go back to what's our IP address to see if the location has changed. As you can see, we have the old one. So I'm going to refresh this page and see if it changed anything. As you can see, we have our IPv4 address, which you always want to check out. And that's going to give us our new address. And it's going to give you the server location here in Los Angeles. So I'm going to go back and look at my Surfshark panel to verify that was my dedicated IP address. I blurred it out so you can see. Let me just verify. Yeah, okay, so I verified that is my correct IP address. So I now have a dedicated IP address. All right, so as you can see, the steps are very, very simple. That's why I chose this specific setup. I haven't tried it with any other VPNs like any other ones like Bitdefender or anything else. I've only tried Surfshark just because it was pretty inexpensive and very, very simple to use. And the majority of these are going to be very, very similar. You're just going to look under the VPN section and choose your manual setup or whatever, however you do it. So as long as you have that configuration file, that's all you really need. I think it's a little bit more of a step to do the OpenVPN versus WireGuard, and WireGuard is better. So I would suggest if you do get a router that's not like the one that I have here, I would suggest getting one that does take WireGuard because it's just very, very easy, very limited steps. You can get tons of different routers. Let's see if they have any other here. You can get other routers like these. This company does like bigger routers if you want. And then there's also different brands. Like this was a TP link right here, and this one, I believe this one does VPNs too. So if you have a specific one you want to try, as long as it can handle a VPN, it allows you to install it on there. That's all you really need. I just chose these because they're just very, very easy to set up, very small. You can unplug it and take it with you if you want to go to a hotel room. You just if you go to a hotel room and you use it and they don't have an Ethernet port or a cable you can use, so then you have to go through that extra step and set it up as a repeater, or through your cell or cellular or something like that. I've never done it, but it seems very similar, very, very easy to use. It has a lot of like wizards that just kind of walks you through it. So it's pretty simple. All right, so now that we've turned on our travel router, we're gonna go ahead and try to access Netflix again. Wait and see if it gives us that pop-up message. Yeah, so that's something they recently started doing. Before you get that message saying, "Oh, I saw you're on a VPN." Now it's saying, "Oh, you're on a VPN. We'll let you use it for 1 week while you're traveling." But now we're able to go through Netflix, and you can see everything is now accessible. So let's now try. Let's see. We'll try um, Amazon, and you can see here it's letting you choose everything, and there's nothing that's usually you'll see little dollar signs in the bottom right corner or something like that. So you can see our Amazon Prime is working as well too.